Season 51, war number 4, and we're up against LVT, and this time my team will be Odin, Vox, and a Werewolf by Night. I will be taking Path 1 in Section 1, Path 4 in Section 2, and then I will be taking a Korg, Prowler, and Onslaught miniboss. Now the minibosses this time around are fairly simple, and the path fights, most of them are not bad either. However, I made a slight mistake in my planning this time around, but more on that in a little bit. First off, here we have a Man-Thing on the personal space regeneration and indomitable nodes, and I'm taking the fight with Werewolf by Night. Werewolf is able to shut down the healing here with the Despair Mastery and all those upshoot debuffs. He has access to Nullify against regeneration buffs with his special 1, as you see here, and then he also reduces the duration of poison debuffs by 90%, so if those pustule buffs that Man-Thing inflicts get nullified, the resulting poison expires fairly quickly before it can really deal, well, almost any damage. Then there's also the special 2, of course, with massive damage. Well, massive enough to be able to finish out this fight with a single special 2. And that is just why Werewolf is such a great champion. Almost no one is immune to ruptures, and he has damage for days, playstyle, which he can use to only hit into the opponent's block in the necessary matchups. He's just an amazing champion to have. And I'm so happy I got mine to rank 3. Then we have the scary fight, which I forgot one little key thing here. We have a spot on the Masochism Overtime and Vigorous Assault node, and I'm taking the fight with Vox with all 3 Odin's pre-fights. And the reason why this guy is placed on the Masochism node is because his special 1 inflicts a debuff on himself, which then triggers the Masochism. I completely forgot about that. So what you're gonna see me do here is bait a special 1. And then I immediately try to block it to play it safe, but due to the Vigorous Assault node, he went unblockable, and now that consumed my invulnerability boost, I am completely cornered, and I wasn't able to shut down spot gain, so now he is untouchable. Immediately afterwards I try to get an opening of some kind, still not realizing why he went unblockable, and then I eat another special 2 in the corner, and yeah, this matchup is just going horrible. Try to go for a quick dex in the special 2 there, but Spot reacts fast enough to actually dex my special 2 and punish me afterward for that as well. So now I am at, well, roughly 30%, taking ruptures, he's unblockable, the untouchable is active, he's at full health, I'm below 20%, and yeah, I just go for a full dex in the corner here against the special 1. I have not practiced it, I was just praying that I got it down, and I clutched it, I got the full dex, and now I'm on the driver's seat of this fight. Finally! Gotta say, the first minute and a half was not looking good for me, and that could have easily been a death due to a simple mistake of forgetting a single ability on the opponent's kit. However, getting to my special 3 there will allow me to finish out the fight without actually dying this time around, and yeah, I have no clue how I managed to survive that. You see me take a small pause here to take a breather, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and heal him up for the following fight. Looking back, I definitely should have taken a little bit of a break, restart the game, maybe calm down a bit before continuing on with this war. But I was fairly confident in my following fights, and I have boosts rolling, so no real reason, I guess, to, well, stop here. The next fight we have is a Spider-Punk on the Special Burst Lockdown and Steady Build Up Unblockable, and I'm taking the fight with Vox. Now Vox is not really a counter to the node. He is a tactic champion, so the defense tactic is dealt with, and that is essentially all I need. The only debuffs I'm gonna be getting here are the armor break and heal block from Spider-Punk throwing the specials due to the special burst lockdown node, but if I don't let him throw 2 specials in a row or in a quick succession, I will not have to worry about the unblockable. Though that would be the case if I also didn't forget something about this guy's kit, which I definitely should have checked beforehand, and that is if I throw the same special attack twice in a row, I get a rupture debuff, and that will count for the node, and well, here he goes unblockable now. It's not really a problem since I already have the clarity charges up, so I am free to intercept him as well. He will not be able to evade counter out of it, but overall that was still a mistake on my part, which could have cost me, but it didn't. So nothing to really worry about at the end of the day. Then we have a Dragon Man on the heal block and steady build of unblockable node here, along with the Power Sting node, which I can't remember the name of, and I'm taking the fight with Werewolf by Night. Normally you would have a permanent heal block up here for this fight, however Werewolf by Night just so happens to be immune to heal blocks, so that debuff is nowhere to be found. That basically means that the unblockable on this fight will never be a problem, since I'm not gonna be getting 3 debuffs on me, and if somehow I will, well, they're not gonna be the unblockable is not gonna be permanent, since the debuffs I can get here all have durations. They are not permanent, so all I had to do, or would have to do in that case, is just wait them out. However, I'm playing this fight in a way where I'm not getting any other debuffs except the Power Sting from the timer, from the node, by simply parrying Dragon Man whenever he gets his power charge to remove it, and then baiting the special 2s as well to make him convert it into a Fury buff. If you were to throw a special 1, you can block it to remove the power charge and get a debuff on yourself for willpower healing, but since on that node you don't want to have debuffs, I wanted to avoid doing so. Then we have a Korg on the Burden of Might and High Energy Diet miniboss node, and I'm taking this fight with Werewolf by Night. He's not really a great counter at all for Korg, however you can easily just play around Korg's kit with essentially anyone, so as long as you're not using an energy damage reliant champion on this node, anyone can really take it. So game plan is to just play around Korg's kit by removing the rock shield with light attacks. You won't take any of the rock thorns damage by doing so, so just get them on cooldown, and then you can throw mediums for the ruptures and special 2s for the damage as well. Then just repeat that over and over until the fight is done. You see me going for some of those heavy denials there, which I haven't yet made a video on, but I'm planning on it. But essentially the explanation is that I block hits to try to bait a heavy charge from Korg, and then before he can actually release the heavy, I go in with a light attack to deny it or interrupt it. Heavy denial is just a name that I have been using for it. It's fairly accurate in its description, but if you have better ideas for it, do let me know, so once I get around to actually making the video specifically for it, I can use that instead. Now the fight is finally over. It was fairly straightforward, though I can mainly just say that because I have so much experience fighting Korg, that he's not really a defensive threat anymore. And then of course Werewolf by Night is just a very powerful champion. Then we have a Prowler on the power efficiency and missing in action miniboss node, and I'm taking the fight with Vox. Game plan here is to just get your special 2 as quickly as possible without getting auto-blocked by the defense tactic first, then throwing the special 2 for that sweet vigilance buff, which then allows you to counter miss and punish Prowler's special attacks. That basically sorts out the biggest annoyance in this fight, which is the falter or the miss you get after Prowler specials, and yeah, it just gives you free openings. You can use that to keep your clarity up a lot easier, get some hits in whenever you want, essentially, and yeah, yeah, it just makes the fight extremely easy to take. Now the vigilance buff is essentially permanent so long as you only use special 2s. Once you have the vigilance there, as you can see, the corrupted vigilance I should say, if you throw a special 1, the vigilance will get consumed and turned into a degeneration. That is why I'm only going for the special 2s here, since when you throw the special 2 again, the corrupted vigilance will turn into a degen along with the rest of the corrupted buffs, but you will also gain a new vigilance from the special 2 itself, which then turns back into another corrupted vigilance, keeping that up for the whole duration of the fight. Now the fight, honestly, was very easy. So long as the AI isn't being annoying and holding their specials, Vox can take the fight without any real problems. Just don't mess up trying to dex the special 2. Just block it, it's safer. Then we have the final fight of this war, an Onslaught on the Polkadot Tower and Stunning Reflection miniboss node, and I'm taking the fight with Werewolf by Night. This is a matchup that I have taken before multiple times, and it's always a bit scary to take, since you are guaranteed to lose some health due to the brute force node, but overall Werewolf by Night is an excellent option for this. There is a trick that I have started doing against Onslaughts, basically anywhere from Leeches to Alliance War, and that is simply just block the one single hit on Onslaught Special 1 to get a single Organic Magnetism debuff for willpower healing, and then just takes the rest. However, as I said, that's normally what I do these days, but this time around I suck and I failed to dex the special 1 to begin with, and actually was saved by the unstoppable I had after throwing my special 2. Otherwise I would have just eaten the whole special, and the fight, I don't think I would have died, but it would have been close at that point, so definitely not a great example on how to do the fight. As for the results, we did end up losing the war 1-7. We played absolutely horribly this time around, and LVT, well, they destroyed us. They only died once, so they definitely did deserve the win there, no question about it.